home. So if you're an American citizen or a known citizen, and you're only suspected, you're labeled as a suspect of terrorism, you can be held by the military indefinitely without charge, without trial. Well, what does it mean to be a suspect? Hundreds of people in the United States engaged in peaceful political activities in the past 5 years have been arrested and charged with terrorism-related charges, only to have those charges later dropped and either prosecuted not at all or prosecuted on non-terror charges. Every single one of those persons was a suspect, and under the new provisions, they could be held indefinitely without any opportunity to prove their innocence. This is what Obama has brought us. This is what the bipartisan Congress has brought us. Last year, 2010, in September, the FBI carried out raids on the homes of anti-war activists, international solidarity activists across the country, and then later filed grand jury subpoenas for 23 peace activists. This is an ongoing investigation. These people have done nothing but carry out peaceful organizing against war and for international solidarity. Will these activities now garner suspicion of terrorism? Is that the reality that we live in? Whether that will be the reality depends on us as citizens active and involved in social movements fighting for human rights and social justice. It's not going to be at the leadership of reformers in the Democratic Party or well-meaning liberal pundits. How many reporters from the mainstream journalism channels are here today? Zero. Zero. They will not defend our rights. Our ancestors won these rights. They died for these rights, fighting on the streets, waging strikes, holding demonstrations. The only way we're going to keep these rights is by claiming them and taking them again. Woo! We're citizens of the democracy by being citizens in the democratic social justice movement first. Thank you.
Woo! Our next speaker is Irma Bahar from Bayan, USA.
Yay!
Hey, Bayan.
Hey, Bayan. Hi, good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Across the United States and internationally, Filipinos worldwide condemn the Obama administration for the signing of the NDAA. Clearly, the Obama administration is reacting to the growing movement of the 99%. Clearly, the Obama administration are showing characters of the 1%. And that the NDAA is trying to instill fear in the people. Right. And the funny thing is, we're not gonna be scared.
No.
It's only going to it's actually only really agitating people more. And we're also seeing that even being in the belly of the beast, we will continue to fight with our brothers and sisters across the world. Because even here in the United States, we are also being oppressed in the Bronx, here in New York City. But we also know that the 99% is a worldwide movement. The NDAA is also very similar to martial law. In the Philippines, in the 70s and 80s, the Marcos dictatorship, who Marcos was a U.S. puppet, had declared martial law. And what happened in the 1970s and 80s? The people fought back. They even organized underground. And in 1986, oust the president of the Philippines.
You guys trying.
Really think about what they're doing, because here in the United States, clearly we are not scared. Clearly, it is not just about oppressed people around the world. Other people, allies, and people are fighting for everybody's equal rights. We have seen in U.S. history that the Black Civil Rights Movement and the Immigration Rights Movement, through organizing and mobilizing, uniting with all 99% can make change, because we know that the NDAA is not only unconstitutional, but it is violating international humanitarian law.
Right on.
So brothers and sisters, thank you for being here, and together we must organize and mobilize all our communities.
Our next speaker is Mark Taylor, a lawyer with the National Lawyers Guild, New York City chapter.
Hey, I'm Mark Taylor, speaking on behalf of the New York City chapter of the National Lawyers Guild. Myself and other civil rights attorneys have the great privilege and honor and the burden of defending our constitutional rights in federal court, in state court, day after day and week after week here in New York. And I can report to you that we are losing our civil liberties, we are losing our rights, we are losing our battles in court, in part because of legislation like the NDAA that make it harder and harder to defend the rights that we all think that we enjoy and we think that we will have forever. These rights are endangered here in New York under Mayor Bloomberg and Police Commissioner Kelly. We have seen a relentless rolling back of our civil liberties. New Yorkers today are subject to far more surveillance than they ever have in the past. In our homes, online, and in our places of worship. The New York City Police Department, the FBI, and the federal government through its military are involved in spying on Americans. We are subject to stops, detentions, and searches that would not have been permissible in a previous era. Police Commissioner Kelly will get on TV and he brags about how many New Yorkers he can stop and search. He will tell us it will make us safer. It puts us all at risk. And here in New York, for over a decade, we have seen a visible military presence in domestic policing. Just blocks away at Grand Central Station, the military has been involved in policing in a very visible way. It is not about deterring terrorism. It is about normalizing military involvement in policing. This legislation is vastly expanding the powers of the military to hold Americans, to detain Americans,
around if you
and civil liberties attorneys are not going to be able to stop that. We are not going to be able to get these cases in court. We are beyond our powers as attorneys. We are no longer protected by the Constitution. We need people to stand up and to fight for their rights if those rights are going to have real meaning. I thank everyone for coming out today, for standing up for those rights. Now is a time when we desperately need to stand up for those rights, or we will lose them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Try to make sure that you get the mock arrest.
Our next speaker is Comrade Shahid from the Pakistani USA Freedom Forum.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm from that country which we have a lot of problems, but one of these libraries taught me in the book what's the difference between the civilized government and the jungle law. That when the king has all power to take your family, put you in a jail forever, or kill them, no law, then ask him any question. That's the difference between the jungle law, uncivilized government, and the civilized government. I think the first time White House has become a black house when he signed this law that he can pick anybody, any person, any woman, any youth, any occupied Wall Street guy and put him up forever. Mr. Obama, you've done one of the most dirtiest things in the history of Constitution in this country. In this country, we lost every organization, press, teachers, professors, doctors, everybody is making decisions on the fear. Fear is not the solution. We are the nation at this moment who learn one of the best things, how to spend the money on war. Gentlemen, we will teach them how to spend the money for peace. That's why we are here with all youth. And one thing I'm going to tell them, very clearly, being a Muslim, being an immigrant, this is our fight. We will be on the front. Being a Muslim and being an immigrant, we will fight for the Constitution of this country. They think that every civil rights movement leader died. Malcolm X died. all professors, all doctors is died. No. These are the new Martin Luther King. These are the Malcolm X. They will defend the constitution of this country, and I'm telling you,
I'm at the New York Public Library,
These
and it's a
1%
press
who have the
conference
money,
about the
but they don't have
NDAA that
any
Obama signed on
person
New
behind
Year's
them.
Eve.
And we are united. We will show the world the real face of this
It's going to
United
be a whole
States
day
of
of
America.
actions.
We asking, shut up Guantanamo Bay, shut up Bagram, and every secret detention all over the world. If any U.S. person involved in any way, stop that all dirty work. And we want to show the all rendition, all secret detention on this Congress. This Congress, to be honest with you,
Whoever is watching out there, spread the link around on your Facebooks and Twitters and all your social media outlets. It's going to be a big day.
Let's march! Let's march! Let's win this day! Bye-bye.
Yeah!
Our next speaker is Eric Brett from Brooklyn for Peace.
Hi, I'm speaking for just saying a few words for Brooklyn for Peace. I'm on the board, and we of course agree with a lot of with everything that's been said about this egregious attack on civil liberties, which, by the way, only feeds into horrific acts like the bombings, the Islamophobic bombings.
And of course, there's no mainstream media here at all.
I'm not going to repeat any of the legal constitutional points other people have said, but I just want to say that these attacks, that these dangerous provisions like indefinite detention, and the violations of constitutional and international law are part and parcel of growing U.S. militarism. And that militarism was also authorized when Obama signed that $662 billion. That bill in which these provisions of, and our New York senators Schumer and Gillibrand signed it as well. When Obama, there are not many of the mainstream press here looking at this. I think there's some dog and pony show in the Midwest someplace today. Okay, but when you saw in the press people talking about the end of the Iraq War under Obama, it was not mentioned very often that was sticking exactly to Bush's timetable. And what's left behind is an increasingly repressive government divided among sectarian lines that were created by the long U.S. occupation.
They're going to put us up on Occupy Earth right now, too.
The lessons for Afghanistan and the rest of are clear. The U.S. needs to get out now.
Awesome, thank
Not
you.
only because of the deaths of U.S. soldiers and Afghani civilians killed by night raids by the missiles at the checkpoints by the bombs.
Okay, so Occupy NYC and Occupy NYC 2 are also up on the live stream channels, Opie, so if you want a split screen, we got the same shot, but it's good to get it out there.
Confirmed part and parcel of these endless wars are the individual abuses of civil rights and the destructions of legal protections, both abroad and here in the
actually,
U.S.
if you could check and see if Occupy NYC 2 is live, that would be awesome.
These wars that are also concerned about the increasing militarization of our society, what it does for people abroad and for people at home. We've also, I note that this group is going to be protesting outside our senators and outside Senator Schumer's office later. We've also been doing a bit of that ourselves. Schumer is known as the senator for Wall Street, is the biggest recipient of Wall Street money, and although he's often seen as a liberal, what goes along with that Wall Street connection is also he's never seen a defense appropriation that he didn't like, and it's no surprise that he signed this one, which is an outrage, and we should not let him get away with it. Brooklyn for Peace wanted to note that a lot of our Brooklyn representatives voted against this bill. Clark, Nadler, Towns, Velasquez. Nadler spoke very well against it. But the fact that our New York senators are voting for it is inexcusable, not just because of the detention features, which they were supposedly against but voted for, but also simply by
spread the link around, Twitter it, Facebook it.
This bill, just for the
it's going to be a big day today.
2012. This bill imperils civil liberties. It also explicitly continues the endless war in Afghanistan and elsewhere. It wastes billions of dollars that the 99% of Americans need here at home. That's all I want to say. I want to say that Brooklyn for Peace wants to keep working with all these groups that are working on the interests of the 99%.
I know that this demonstration is called at the last minute on a cold weekday, but I'm sure there'll be others that will. Yeah.
We have one speaker left, but this is just the first of many things we're doing today to fight back against the NDAA and many things that will be organized in the coming weeks and months. So please stick around. Next we're marching to the senator's offices, then we're going to Rockefeller Center for a protest, and we're closing up the day with a flash mob mic check at Grand Central. So please stick around.
Flash mob mic check. Flash mob mic check at Grand Central at 5 o'clock. It's probably going to be fantastic. So there's going to be a couple of actions going on today, as you heard.
2 o'clock.
Mic check.
1 o'clock at Gillibrand's office.
1 o'clock at Gillibrand's office.
2 o'clock at Schumer's office.
2 o'clock at Schumer's office.
4 o'clock at Rockefeller Center.
4 o'clock at Rockefeller Center.
And 5 o'clock at Grand Central Terminal.
5 o'clock at Grand Central Terminal. You're up. You're good.
Schumer's at 3, not 2.
Schumer's at 3, not 2.
We'll be marching over here, and you can talk to us after the press conference. We do have one more speaker. It is Jason Ahmadi, who is an organizer with Occupy Wall Street. Thank you, everyone.
I just want to say, we all thank you here in New York for all your support and helping us out, getting these live streams up so everybody can see.
The War Resisters League, whose national office here. Yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about why
they've got me and Lorenzo on a split screen on Occupy Earth.
All of us, and all of us are in maybe real danger now. Okay, this is about our civil liberties being repressed.
Yeah.
This is about us being able to just be...
It's a mock arrest, you guys. Just don't worry about it. That was fantastic.
We have a few announcements before we march, so please stick around.
I was on the list to have that done to me, except for I'm live streaming, so we decided that we didn't want to mess up my computer. But that was a mock. That was mock, so if you guys don't worry about that, nobody was really arrested.
Even though this has been signed and it's now law, the only chance that we have in the legal world is that if the Supreme Court overturns it or if it's found to be
brilliant. These guys are brilliant.
But the Supreme Court, no judge will feel empowered to overturn this law given all of the pressure that is behind passing this bill unless we create counter pressure. So we can't do anything from the court until we create a political atmosphere that empowers the judges themselves to dissent against the establishment in defense of our constitutional rights. So I would propose, as an organizer, whether it's with the Guild, or the Council on Islamic Relations, or the Muslim Federation, that we could collectively come up with a mass day of action in front of the Supreme Court, at the White House, locally, across the country.
I should have got Elizabeth's broken computer that the police broke the other night.
Ridiculously illegal, unconstitutional law. So hopefully
I'm looking at her webcam and it's cracked from where the police totally messed it up the other night.
An announcement about the GA tonight at Occupy Wall Street.
Can we do a people's mic on this, please?
The General Assembly tonight!
The General Assembly tonight
is a call to action! To defend our rights! To peaceably assemble! This past Sunday! The NYPD! Removed us! From the public space! At 100 William Street! We will go back there tonight! To hold our General Assembly! It will be business as usual! And a public statement! That our rights cannot be taken away! This community will be joined by City council members.
City council members.
State senators.
State senators.
The NLT.
The NLT.
And Norman Siegel.
And Norman Siegel.
It's going to be very cold.
It's going to be very cold.
But we need to be there together.
But we need to be there together.
Tonight at 7.
Tonight at 7.
100 William Street.
100 William Street.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course, the GA that I'm going to be presenting a petition at is going to be a big action, so hopefully I'm able to get it out.
Yeah. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
We're gonna march over.
We're gonna march over.
Senator Schumer's office.
To Senator Schumer's office,
Which is over on 47th.
which is on 47th
And 3rd Avenue.
and 3rd Avenue.
After that, we'll head a block north.
We'll head a block north
To Senator Gillibrand's office.
to Senator Gillibrand's office.
So if we can have the banner people.
So if we can have the banner people.
Move to the outside of the crowd.
Move to the outside of the crowd.
And we can start marching that way.
And we can start marching that way.
Down 42nd.
Down 42nd.
And then up 3rd.
And up 3rd.
Thank you guys.
Your chapter of the NDAA. Okay.
So there's going to be times today where I'm going to have to go down and try to plug in somewhere, but just keep your eyes on the streams. Occupy NYC, Occupy NYC2, Occupy Vans. We're kind of tag teaming. It's really cold today, so my battery probably won't last as long as it normally would, but we're gonna do the best we can to stay live. So here we go. Fucking freezing. NDAA, 100 William Street.
NDAA, NDAA, goodbye, Bill of Rights. NDAA, NDAA, goodbye, Bill of Rights.
I'm gonna try to stay in the front with this march as best I can. Of course, all them cops are coming now.
Bill of Rights. Woo!
Fucking freezing out, you guys. Well, sorry about my mouth, but oh man, it's so cold today.
This is what democracy looks like! Tell me what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like! Tell me what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like! Whose street? Our street! Whose street? Our street! Whose street? Our street! Whose park? Our park!
Thanks, guys.
You're right! You're right!
Obama beware, potty parkers everywhere.
We are the 99%! We are the 99%! We are the 99%! So are you! 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 Are the 99%! So are you!
Yeah, it's cold.
So we are the 99%! We are the 99%!
I don't have my gloves on right now because I didn't get a chance to stop.
We are the 99%! We are the 99%! We are the 99%! We are the 99%! We are the 99%!
If I go down, Opie, just let me know in chat, okay?
The 99%! We are the 99%! We are Liberty Square is everywhere! Obama, beware! 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 So what will the NDAA no way! 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 NDAA no way!
No, I'm not sweating. I'm just getting my gloves because I'm so cold. I'm gonna catch up to them. Don't worry, guys. My hands are just freezing. Alright, let me catch up to my folks here. Hold on. I hope I don't get run over. Oh, there's my boy Blaine. That'll be better now. Oh, thanks, Mommy. I need it in my hands real bad. It's so cold. Where's Jordan? He's probably up closer to the front. I'm just at the back now because I kind of got stuck at the back now because I needed my gloves. But I'm gonna sneak up to the front now. Hopefully, we don't have too many officers at the moment, which is good. But Oh, that's better a little bit with my hand. Okay, but don't do it, Jeff, if you're not feeling up to it, because I don't want you to get any sicker, okay?
Not anywhere! Not anywhere!
There's Jordan, guys can see him. I just passed him, trying to get back up to the front. Thanks, Linda. Love you. So you can see that they've got a guy, he's footage. They're doing mock arrests to show what the NDAA is going to look like. If somebody on the chat can just explain what NDAA is to some of the folks that might not know on the chat, that would be fantastic. Thank you so much, Mommy. I love you. I'm gonna sign the paperwork on that document real sneaky on New Year's Eve. Hey, hey, ho, ho, NDAA got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, NDAA got to go. Oh, thanks, Linda. Spread it around everywhere you can. It's gonna be a big day of actions and marches. My stream might go down a couple times today just so I can get my battery going. But I'm going to be live as much as possible today, so keep your eye on the link.